Hi guys, it's Matthew here. Welcome back to another video on my channel today. And in today's video, guys, it is getting towards the end of the year and we've had a lot of good movies come out this year. But in today's video, that's not what we're talking about, because we are going to be talking about the top 10 worst movies, in my opinion, for 2024. As a matter of fact. And yeah, my list is probably not going to match up with yours, but I can already guess that some of you guys will agree with some of these picks that I have on this list, as a matter of fact, because yeah, this was a tough video to do, because we've had a lot of good I would say this year we had very few bad movies, but there was still enough to come out this year to do a top 10 list, that was a matter of fact. But with that said though, guys, be sure you hit that red subscribe button, but most importantly press the notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And if you guys are new to the channel, I do more than just movies and physical media related content. I also do Lego related stuff, and I play video games. I do all sorts of stuff like that here on the channel. So if you guys like to watch anything like that on YouTube and want to show your love and support, consider hitting that red subscribe button and giving this video a big thumbs up. But without any further ado, guys, let's get started. At number 10, I have Argylle. So now, towards the end of 2023, my dad has taken me to see a lot of different movies, and those movies that we often saw a preview for Argylle, and we both really wanted to see this movie. And personally, we went into this movie, and neither one of us really liked this movie. Like, in my opinion, this was pretty close to the #1 disappointing movie of the year for me, because we have Henry Cavill in here as like a main character. Well, that's what they showed in the trailer, but then when you go and watch this movie, this movie is not like how the trailer. This movie was not like how the trailer explained it, because Henry Cavill is only in the movie for like 5 minutes, and when I saw John Cena was playing the assistant to his character, he had even less screen time. As a matter of fact, like we still don't get the whole concept of this movie. I mean, Matthew Vaughn said this was based off of a book that hasn't really been released yet, and I don't get any of that. But that's another movie on why this movie caught my attention, because I liked a lot of the stuff that Matthew Vaughn did. Like, Kick-Ass was pretty good. I even liked the First Class trilogy for X-Men. All of the Kingsman movies are pretty good as well. But yeah, we've seen them do a lot of spy thrillers like this, but honestly, they've done a lot better than this movie, as a matter of fact, because I did not like this movie that much at all. Coming in at number 9 is going to be Joker Folie à Deux. So now, this shouldn't be a big shocker to most, because I've actually have heard a lot of people did not like this movie, and I 100% agree. Like, yes, I mean, let me get into the positives first. I like how this movie was shot. Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga's performances were really good as these two characters, but everything else in this movie I do not like at all. When I went into this movie expecting to have some action sequences, but because that's what the first Joker was. It wasn't like a full-on action movie. it had a lot. There was a lot of drama to that movie, but still, it had some violent moments in that made the movie entertaining. But this movie, I have no desire to go back and rewatch. I was also severely disappointed with this movie because the musical numbers don't make any sense, and the whole story on this movie can't decide if it wants to be like a courtroom drama or a musical. They just thought they can just cram it in all in one, and it did not work. And honestly, a sequel to The Joker also did not work at all. Like that first movie was really great, and it made $1 billion. But then they decided to do a sequel and do a follow-up to that. I mean, I'll give them credit that this was not like a direct rehash of the first Joker movie, but still the story in this movie was pretty disturbing, as a matter of fact, and I do not like how this movie ended. When he got stabbed, he did not deserve that one bit. This movie was an absolute massive disappointment, and this whole this wasn't like a terrible or like an awful movie in my opinion. It was just bad. Is what I'll say about it. Next up at number 8, you guys are probably not gonna like what I put at number 8, because at number 8 I have Smile 2. So yeah, I've heard a lot of people enjoyed this movie. I am in the minority because this movie was much more disturbing than the first one, as a matter of fact. I actually really enjoyed the first Smile. And since Smile 2 was the highest grossing movie of 2022, we knew eventually that movie was going to get a sequel. And I was actually excited to see the sequel and how they're going to follow up to the first one. But personally, I did not like this movie because they made it more disturbing, and then they just introduce all these new characters that don't have an idea of what's going on, as a matter of fact. And the main guy that worked with Dr. Rose in the first movie, he was a surviving character and came back to the sequel, but they killed him off instantly at the very beginning of the movie so he can move on to this new set of characters that nobody really knows about. And in my personal opinion, he should have been the main character in the sequel, or he should have been the side character again, because with Sky Riley, what I think would have been better is if she was the main character experiencing the same stuff that Dr. Rose did in the first movie, and then that guy tries to help her know what's going on because he knows somebody else that went through that problem. But instead, they decide to kill him off, and then when she finally talks to somebody that knows what's going on, I'm all like, where did this guy even come from? How? He wasn't even in the first one at all. And when he said, because this thing happened to my brother, that's how I know how it happened. And I'm all like, what? Was his brother, but did this happen to his brother during the first Smile and he was one of the patients that Dr. Rose had? or did that happen before the first movie? Like, none of that gets explained here, as a matter of fact. And another thing, or another option would have been they find some way to bring Dr. Rose back, like she actually survived what she did, as a matter of fact. But yeah, and the ending to this movie I didn't really care for at all, as a matter of fact. I might give this movie a rewatch if we ever get like a Smile 3, but yeah, if they ever do a Smile 3, I have no hopes. I don't have big expectations for it based on what they did with this movie and how this movie ended, as a matter of fact. But yeah, if they ever do a Smile 3, I do hope it's better than this movie. Coming in at number 7, I have Longlegs. So now, this is another one that everybody liked. But in my personal opinion, I did not care for this movie that much at all. It has Nicolas Cage in here, and I like Nicolas Cage as an actor. But this movie, not so much. Like, I actually went to the theater to see this movie, and I had a hard time keeping up with this movie. Like, I didn't really understand what was going on. The whole story to this movie didn't entertain me, like, at all. And another thing I probably will say is that this movie was too dry and boring. And I did not care for this movie at all whatsoever. I mean, I liked how they tried to be different with this movie, but this movie did not work for me at all whatsoever. But I apologize for the people, for you guys that really liked this movie, but I am not one of them that enjoyed this movie. Coming in next up at number 6, I have Lift. So now this is a Netflix original movie, starring Kevin Hart. He's in this crew that likes to do heists, as a matter of fact. And this movie came out all the way back in January. And I don't remember much about this movie. I actually think I fell asleep through this movie because this movie was boring. The whole story in this movie wasn't that good, as a matter of fact. And yes, this is a movie that, yeah, I don't remember this movie. It's forgettable, and the only thing I remembered about this movie is that Kevin Hart was in it. It was about a heist of some sort, and yeah, I just thought it was boring, and I do not remember liking this movie. So yeah, that's why it's on this list. Next up at number 5, I have A Family Affair. So now, this is another one. This is a drama on Netflix, and this has got Zac Efron in it, and I think some other famous actresses in this movie, but I'm not entirely sure though. But here, let me look it up real fast. But yeah, so yeah, this movie was actually pretty boring in my opinion. Like, I think I turned this off like 30 minutes in because I was not intrigued by the story. And yeah, Nicole Kidman is in this movie. So you have Nicole Kidman in this movie, and you have Zac Efron in this movie, and it's a rom-com drama of some sort. It was not entertaining. Like, I don't usually like dramas, like, at all. And I went into this movie expecting there to be some comedy to this movie, and I didn't think this movie was funny, and this movie did not entertain me. So because of that, I had to put it on this list. At number 4, next up, I have Cuckoo. This is another horror movie that I was not a fan of. This movie, I was not a fan. I was not a fan of how disturbing this movie was. This was another one I didn't understand all the way through. I didn't really get this movie. I didn't really understand this movie, and it just left me scratching my head, going like, what happened? I don't get it. Like, yeah, this movie, in my opinion, it was just really dull and disturbing, and I don't really want to rewatch this movie. I might rewatch it to see if I have like a different opinion or something, because I really liked Dan Stevens, and I really thought he was good in Godzilla X Kong and Downton Abbey, and he was actually in Abigail, and I thought his performance in that movie was also really good, as a matter of fact. But this movie in particular didn't really entertain me. I wasn't entertained, and I thought this movie was pretty disturbing, and this is definitely a movie that I don't even know what else to say about this movie. Reaching the top 3, I have Night Swim. So now, this was actually one of my most anticipated movies of the year, and it was one of my most anticipated horror movies of the year as well. But this movie was not what I thought it was. I actually expected this movie to be something like Gremlins or Critters, like what I thought this movie was going to be is that these kids go swim in the pool, and then these monsters come and get them, or come and like try to get them or something. That's what I thought this movie was going to be like, but no, it was not like that at all. This family moves into this new house. There's some kind of demons under the pool, but then when they try to figure out what's going on, they go visit the person that owned it in the past, that knew about the demons at the bottom of the pool. But then they discovered that this woman's daughter has been kidnapped, or she died or something, and basically she tells the mom what happened, but then she ends up being possessed, like the demons in the pool got her. But then during the final act of this movie, the dad gets possessed, and then he sacrifices himself to save his family. He only sacrifices himself because he's possessed. That's not how you tell like a good story, and this movie really severely disappointed me. And I was really excited to see this movie because it looked like my kind of movie, and I like a good chunk of the stuff that Blumhouse has put out this decade, and even in the last decade, I even liked a good chunk of the stuff that they did as well. But yeah, I was not a fan of this movie at all whatsoever. And yes, this is a movie that I haven't seen since theaters because I was not impressed with this movie at all. Coming at number 2 now, my runner-up, I have Blink Twice with Channing Tatum. So now, this was another horror thriller that came out at the end of the summer in August. And this was another one that also left me scratching my head. Like, I would say that I understood this movie for the most part, but then they tried to incorporate a twist here. And I actually was not intrigued by this story. This was another one where the story was just not entertaining to me at all whatsoever. And yes. Like they even tried to incorporate a twist in here, like Channing Tatum's character, it was like a big twist, like it's just like, oh, Channing Tatum, he was doing all these creepy things the whole entire time. What a big surprising twist! It wasn't a twist, because throughout the entire movie, when strange things are going on, you literally see him in the background doing those creepy things. And then they try to make it like a big twist, like somebody didn't notice every time that he was doing those bad things. And personally, I knew it was him because of that. This movie did not make sense to have like this, to have like a big twist like that. This movie was not good, as a matter of fact. I actually went into this movie with an open mind. I also went and did the same thing with Cuckoo, because both of these movies aren't like my kind of horror movie, and so I said to myself, "Oh, okay, let me go watch this movie with an open mind, even though these are not my kind of horror movies, and I will see if I can get a little bit of respect for these movies or something." And it did not work. Yes. I was not a fan of this movie, and this is another one I haven't watched since theaters, like at all. But the worst movie of 2024, it shouldn't be any shocked on what I'm about to put. I have The Mousetrap. So, in case you guys are wondering, what is The Mousetrap? This is the first Mickey Mouse horror movie that actually dropped on Amazon Prime, and I actually paid $3 to rent this movie, which was not a good decision. I actually wanted to watch this movie to see how bad it was, and then I'm all like, okay, maybe I'll have the same opinion on it like I did with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Maybe it's just a good movie for a guilty pleasure, but no, it wasn't. The special effects in this movie were garbage. The set design, the whole set pieces for this movie were not great either. The acting in this movie was very well terrible, and this drama dialogue that goes back and forth between the present and what happened, why is this girl in jail. It also did not work. This whole movie was garbage. The CGI was garbage, the special effects were garbage, the set designs were pretty awful, and the story in this movie was just terrible. Like, the thing I liked about the original Winnie the Pooh, the thing that I liked about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, this is what I liked about the both of them, actually, because both of those movies were not about guys in masks. At least that's not what their intent was. Like, the whole purpose of the first Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and that movie carrying in to the second Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey movie is that it was about the actual Winnie the Pooh and Piglet going feral and going back to their animal roots, so they're not friendly anymore because Christopher Robin abandoned them and they want to go around and try to find prey. That was the whole purpose of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And if that's what they did with Mickey Mouse in this movie, like if they just made it like the actual Mickey Mouse go like feral or mutated him or something, and he's just going around eating people, like I probably would have liked that a lot better, and more importantly, I would have fun with that movie at a guilty pleasure if that was the route that they took. But yeah, this is easily the worst movie of 2024, and this is another movie that I have no desire to go back and rewatch because of it. So yeah, guys, those are my picks for the top 10 worst movies of 2024. Let me know down in the comment section, what do you think is the worst movie of 2024, as a matter of fact, because yeah, this is a list that I had to put together, and just like any other YouTuber that does these kinds of videos, I had to do this list, as a matter of fact. But with that said, though, guys, that is going to wrap up this video for today, and make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow, because I will be doing the positives, and we'll be talking about the best movies of 2024, as a matter of fact. And it is New Year's Eve tomorrow, as a matter of fact. But so yeah, guys, be sure you hit that red subscribe button, but most importantly, make sure you press the notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And if you guys are new to the channel, I do more than just movies and physical media related content. I also do Lego related stuff. I play video games. I do all sorts of stuff like that here on my channel. So if you guys like to watch anything like that on YouTube and want to show your love and support, go check out my channel, because there will definitely be something in there for you to enjoy. And be sure you click like on this video. Take care of yourselves, drink water, and stay safe. And I will see you all in the very next video. Bye.